I really wanted to make this video a generic rant over Black Ops 6, cause let's be real, this is a low-hanging fruit which everyone really enjoys to consume it. Going as far back as even Call of Duty Vanguard, this franchise has been basically ruined by Activision's greed, and honestly this cannot stand anymore. After analyzing everything which comes to its monetization, its skins, overall the immersion problems, I came to the conclusion that I need to do a deep dive video over the whole franchise and explain my thoughts and opinions about why Call of Duty honestly lost its way. In today's video I would like to discuss Activision's greed and why this led to Call of Duty's current state, and probably it will lead to its downfall as well. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, Chris back again with you in Gaming Zone. I'm going to be honest with you, Call of Duty has been mostly just a side franchise which I just played a couple of games from, and only recently I have returned to this franchise by playing the Black Ops 6 beta, which has featured on my channel via stream. Because in 2018 Battlefield V was such a disappointing reveal, and after trying out the full version by myself and before refunding it of course, honestly I was disappointed in my franchise. That's why I jumped on to Call of Duty to see how things are going. Back in those days I think it was only Black Ops 4 and I wasn't a huge fan of it. That's why I abandoned it and switched to Insurgency Sandstorm, before I eventually jumped into Modern Warfare 2019, because it honestly was a solid entry and solid gameplay loop when it came to its content. Also I would like to say that Warzone I think is my most favorite battle royale ever, alongside Fortnite, cause recently I've just jumped into it. But still, Warzone was my favorite battle royale game that I've ever played, and unfortunately it vaporized because Activision killed it. Yet I want to emphasize this information everyone, back in those days I consider those the golden days of Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone honestly were great. And after jumping back into it after having a break and looking back at it again, its state is quite deplorable and you can clearly see that it has been overgrown and corrupted by greed, and you can clearly see this. Jumping in first, let's discuss about how yearly releases basically just made this franchise quality fall down. The quality fall-off started with the release of Call of Duty Vanguard. That entry, it truly felt like a rushed experience. It was playing it very safe, but at the same time it started having issues with its immersion. Not only does that game not respect the time setting it is located in, it started throwing in problems with zombies. Zombies started falling down in quality. I'm not a huge player of zombies myself, but I know that it has fallen drastically in quality just by having some cutscenes and basically just a simple gameplay loop that nobody really enjoyed. So the problems with the immersion when it comes to skins started to appear with Vanguard, but honestly I think it started to get even worse, starting with Modern Warfare 2022. As a prime example I want to say that the whole game itself is just a semi-upgrade to the original Modern Warfare 2019, but I had some hopes up because it was promised to have 2 years worth of support. Instead of, the yearly drops, the game dropped, just a year of updates, then that's it, that's a wrap. Yet because of Modern Warfare 3, the new version, it was basically ruined. The whole stories, both stories in the originals have been ruined because of greed. Thanks to Bobby Kotick, a DLC was turned into a game, the push for monetization went through the roof. I'm going to give props where props are due. Sledgehammer Games actually worked quite hard on having the multiplayer component working properly, but the rest of it is just a pathetic sight. It shouldn't have existed, and to this day I believe that Modern Warfare 3 was a DLC. It should have been just released as an update for Modern Warfare 2, yet because of greed, this was released and it tarnished the reputation of the Modern Warfare reboot series. And I'm afraid to even imagine what is going to happen to Black Ops and Vanguard going forward, cause I know Vanguard has its own lore, which I bet you they will try to continue. While I know for Black Ops 6 this is a different story, they actually have more time to develop this thing. They even compressed the files, but unfortunately now they are planning to just stream these things. So even the campaign, you will not be able to play it in offline mode. because all of the assets which are featured there, mainly these are textures, are streamed from online. So yeah, now you need good internet to even play a campaign for this thing, and basically this means that if the support for this will be closed, you will never be able to play Black Ops 6 ever again. Honestly, this transition to the Modern Warfare engine, the engine used in 2019, 2022, 23, it just tainted Call of Duty. Its goals are mostly just to have better integration with Warzone, better integration with skins, and overall no innovation when it comes to other proprietary engines. Treyarch used to have its own engine, but then it was scrapped. Sledgehammer had their own engine, it was also scrapped. So now it's basically a monopoly by Infinity Ward with its own engine. Honestly, I think Warzone 2 is the biggest fail Activision ever showed us in Call of Duty franchise. While the original Warzone had success during the lockdown periods, where it basically had a lot of popularity going on for it, Warzone 2 basically killed off the original just to have a real bad replacement for it. Of course, we got new modes like DMZ, which tried to copy Escape from Tarkov, but that thing flopped, it was closed and basically forgotten. Now you can't even play it because it's history. Yeah, a couple of updates, yeah, doesn't seem to generate the revenue it was necessary to sustain itself. That's why we are going to chop it off and forget about it. And Warzone 2 has, I guess, its own unique takes when it comes to the mechanics, but they are quite questionable for sure. They even started downgrading Warzone 2 itself back to Warzone 1 mechanics, because those haven't been accepted well by the community. I'm going to be honest with you, the integrations are smoother, I can agree with that, but the newer content always dominates the older games which are present in the original. Modern Warfare 2 weapons are now considered garbage, and Modern Warfare 3 ones are actually better. It's going to be the same thing with Black Ops 6, now that Black Ops 6 will release. It will have integration in Warzone, it will have better weapons than Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2. So, of course, it's going to be the better choice when it comes to playing with guns in Warzone. I'd like to also discuss about how the UI in Warzone 2 is now an absolute nightmare. While in the original one it was a bit hard to drive by, still you could understand it and you could navigate through it properly. In Warzone 2 it's a nightmare. You need to go through Call of Duty HQ. I don't know why this software exists in the first place. I understand they want to unite basically every single game in a single application where you could start each and every entry in there. But honestly, it's just a maze. Why this application exists, I simply have no idea. I'm even stuttering because I get flashbacks just trying to navigate through it, trying to launch the Black Ops 6 beta. I think I even had a rant on my stream and also have recorded some rants, which I think I'm going to just highlight them real quick. Man, this is so strange. What did they do to the keybinds? They are straight up garbage. The keybinds used to be proper, but now on PC they are trash. They don't even show me, some texts about, to deploy a field kit you need to press X. No, it just shows me one. The toggles, bro, where the f are they? They were just a second before here, now they're gone. Where the f is that shit? Let me try to find, man, I swear. I changed my zoom type and I want to revert it and I can't find the setting. I swear. It's simply just a waste of space and a waste of time, really. I don't know why Activision wrote this software, but it's a useless piece of shit. They should have just let the main game just run, you just start it, you are in the game, and that's it. Now let's move to the actual problems in the room, which is Call of Duty is trying its hardest to copy Fortnite, but it will never match the military setting it currently has. Black Ops 6 beta already had tons of skins integrated into it, starting from zombies, starting from god knows what. Those break the immersion that the game provides. The game is set in a historic setting during the Gulf War, yet we have zombies and futuristic soldiers just running around in the space, running around the arena, you fight them. I'm going to talk also about the multiple tiered battle passes. We got the simple battle pass, then there's the black cell. Let's not also forget about the skins. They have collaborations now, because of course everyone has to have collaborations. They got the Crow, they got some Halloween skins, even WWE for some reason. Call of Duty, what are you doing? And this truly feels like they are just basically milking players dry, trying to have as much money as possible from this franchise. As I've said multiple times during my streams and also when I discussed Call of Duty, I'm not against for them to create a game called Alternative Warfare with cartoony graphics just to fit Call of Duty's theme and just separate all of these problems, separate on, the realistic things, and create a franchise, a live service which will honestly bring you money just like Fortnite. But instead you get yearly releases with aberrations when it comes to skins, with aberrations when it comes to battle passes, as long as it brings the revenue which Activision, and of course now that Microsoft bought them, as long as it brings the revenue it desires, it's a win for them. And honestly, this is very bad. The future is looking very grim for Call of Duty, considering the recent events which happened with Bobby Kotick, all of those lawsuits when it comes to Activision, and of course it being purchased by Microsoft. I'm going to be really raw with you everyone. Microsoft is not here to help Call of Duty. They are here to milk this franchise. They themselves have issues already, as you know. Xbox is basically on fire right now, they are bleeding money. And Microsoft buying Activision is a way to patch up all of that money bleed, and they're 100% going to milk as much money as possible from Call of Duty. Yearly releases for Call of Duty are not going to end. Probably Activision are going to even double down with this thing, especially now that Microsoft bought them and they really need that money to have things going smoothly. Unfortunately, I think skins are here to stay forever. The immersion for Call of Duty is basically gone at this point. You'll never be able to immerse yourself in this setting. Now that you play Modern Warfare 3, instead of playing on modern battlefields, in playing on destroyed maps, war-torn locations, you now play in futuristic boxes, you play in cartoony maps. I watch gameplay off of it and it doesn't look like Call of Duty at all. It's a mishmash of whatever futuristic settings, whatever the greed dictates over at Activision, what they want to introduce in this season, and it's honestly just pathetic. I wanted for Modern Warfare Reboot to be an excellent entry in the Call of Duty franchise. It started off strong with Modern Warfare 19. Yes, it had some anime skins here and there, but they weren't as intrusive as they are right now with Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 is straight up just a parody of what Modern Warfare 19 was, and I know this kinda sounds like a boomer complaining about the new times. I'm no longer a part of the target demographic for this game and it's honestly disappointing. I really enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019 and I want to see an improvement, an overhaul of that experience. That's why I want to say I'm still committing to my actions, which is that I won't be buying any single Call of Duty going forward. Well, at least until I see proper actions being taken and the franchise to be rejuvenated to what it used to be. I do not want to support the active destruction of a franchise which I enjoyed just to have more money printed out for their CEOs and for their backers. This is where I would like to conclude everything everyone. I believe Call of Duty will never be the same. Let's be real, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone was the golden age for Modern Warfare franchise, and things are not going to be better going forward. There's already rumors that Modern Warfare 4 is going to be a thing, and I'm afraid to even imagine how they are going to taint that thing with monetization and battle passes. I would like to also mention that they still actively squash community efforts. The community works really hard on having remakes and upgrades to the original games, and Activision are afraid for those to be remade and they started issuing strikes, the cease and desist letters, to just simply stop the originals from being remade and the community to have fun in them. Honestly, I'm really glad that I get to live the golden days of Modern Warfare 19, even Cold War to some points. But going forward, I think this is the end of the road when it comes to Call of Duty. Yes, I did enjoy Black Ops 6, but again, I'm not the target audience for this game. I enjoyed just a couple of moments because I had some support on the stream, but if they weren't joining me, I think I would have wrapped it up at about 1 hour and a half. Call of Duty is in a really dire situation right now, and I hope things are going to get better. Who am I lying? This is Activision we're talking about. They are going to milk this franchise dry. Even to the point where they could actually introduce ads into the game itself just to have promotion and more money flow in their pockets. Which is truly a shame. I want a proper Call of Duty, I want proper gameplay for it. Not skins with zombies roaming around in World War II shooting laser beams. and flying jetpacks from the future. This is not Call of Duty, this is an aberration, just having the name slapped on it as Call of Duty. Thank you for watching my ramble about Call of Duty, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to throw a thumbs up. If you didn't, there is a dislike button nearby. Remember to drop a subscribe so you could see my content appear in your subscription boxes, and click the bell icon so you could receive notifications when I upload something on Gaming Zone. Thank you for watching, this was Chris, see you in the Gaming Zone.